Hello, welcome to the Fluffy Cow Studio. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for returning. I am going to show you the little boy pony. He's getting pretty big too, but he's a little shyer. He didn't like the camera too well. As you can see, he put his hind end to us. But they're growing like little leaves. Just thought I'd show you the little boy. I think the little boy's cuter, but they're both pretty decent horses. Well, today at the Fluffy Cow Studio, we have some Christmas for you. Today we're going to start by making a Grinch tree. I took this foam cone from a dollar store, and then I just kind of added a curved edge to it. I had a little extra foam I put a bob wire or baling wire in the top and bend it, and then I had a little bit of foam from a Dollar Tree Ghost. But I am painting it now to with spring green, because I'm going to be using the Dollar Tree, what is it? The Tule ribbon, the sparkly Tule ribbon. And so I am going to take them and I'm going to cut them into squares. And right here I'm making a second one we're going to do with the fabric, some green fabric that comes from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just painting this so in case you can see through to the cone you won't see white, but after I got these done I realized you really couldn't see through them, but I still think I would paint them anyway just in case. I took a little bit of a foam noodle where it's got that little bubble thing to kind of make it so it would taper, but you don't need to do that. There's no need to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take one of those squares, and at first I start by putting glue in the little hole. I take a skewer, the flat end, and I poke a hole, and then I put the glue in, and then I would punch the fabric in. Is what I decided. It's much easier to do it the other way because the skewer kept getting stuck in the glue. So I take the square and I fold it diagonally, and then I punch a hole and punch it in, and then I glue the top. And if I were you, I mean, if I had to do this again, or if I were going to do it this way again, I would actually do 2 or 3 of them, put 2 or 3 in, and then glue 2 or 3, and then I would repeat it. It would be just a little faster than stopping every time and putting the glue in. Right now I don't think I'm to the point where I start punching them and putting them in first before I add the glue. It's just that my skewer kept getting stuck because that Tule, it's got a lot of holes in it, and so my skewer kept getting stuck. So I just decided, you know what, it would be easier to do it this way. And because most of this was filmed in July when I was just starting this, not that I've gotten any better at it, I'd like to think I have, but I keep screwing up. But a lot of this was not in the camera, so that's why you only got a little bit of that. Here I'm just taking some strips from the fabric from the dollar store, and I'm just making pleats in them, just taking and making some pleats or a ruffle like thing. It would have been a whole lot easier if I would have took the thread and needle and just pulled the thing and made some ruffles. I think that would have looked better, and I think it would have been a lot easier. But I'm just going a little ways and making a pleat, and then I'm just gonna keep doing that around. at the end of this, I didn't like the looks at it. Looking at it here on the camera, it didn't look that bad. But when I got through, or as I was doing it, and when I got through, I thought, oh, this looks terrible. What am I going to do? And so I end up cutting little strips at the end. But after I look at it here, I'm like, geez, it doesn't look as bad as what I thought it looked. So, but if you're going to do it this way, if you don't mind sewing, I would take a thread and a needle along the top part of the strip and just kind of ruffle it, pull the fabric down to make a ruffle, and just keep going on it till you get however much you want. But this took me one of the Dollar Tree squares and part of another one. So I bought two of them and I used one and probably one and a half maybe. Okay, and here I'm kind of up at the top going around. I'm trying to show you as much as I can because, I was just new, and I wonder what my excuse is now when I screw up and get out of camera, because I do that a lot. But back then I can say, oh, I was just starting out. I didn't know what I was doing. Apparently I still don't. But now we got our little tree, and see, that to me doesn't look too bad, but it looked horrible when I was doing it. So I cut these little strips, and then after I got them cut, I thought it needed a little something else. So I took some of the extra Tule that I had left, which, by the way, bought 2 rolls. I used 1 full roll and a part of another one, not nearly a half, but and so here I got them done. There's the Tule one down on the bottom, and the other one is on the top, or standing up, and I just stuck some little Tule in between some of the bright green. Now I'm taking some fishing line, and I'm taking a little Christmas ornament, a little small one from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to tie a knot in it, and I'm going to glue it to the end of our little tree there. Now I put some little ornaments on these trees, but I think if I had to do it again, I think it would look more like the Grinch if it didn't have. But I sparingly put some little foam glitter balls from the Dollar Tree. I glued them on the tree. And I just realized as I was sitting here editing this, realizing I didn't paint my sticks, and you don't have to if you don't want to. They don't look bad, but I just thought maybe I ought to put some nutmeg on them and just make them look stained or something. But so now I took a foam noodle and I cut it. I don't know that I really did cut it, but I cut it, in about 1/2-inch strips, but I needed to go a little bit bigger, so I added 2 of them. And also, I glued in the hole to fill in the hole to hold my tree. These are a little top heavy. I'd probably use something more like clay pots. I just got these cupcake things from Dollar Tree, and I put my little tree in there, but the trees are kind of top heavy, and I'm just sporadically putting these. They're gold and white and silver and red, and to be honest with you, I just kind of did it really sparingly. And then I took some green garland that I had, the fir garland, and I just took it around the bottom of each tree. And because I was out of camera, you don't see it, but I just put some little decorations, some little presents or gifts or toys underneath the tree. And this is the cloth one that we made with the fabric. And this is the other one that we made with the Tule. And voila, we have some Grinch Christmas trees. Now we're going to do another Jelly of the Month Club wood plaque, and we're doing blueberry today, and so I'm using a purple iris, and on the red one is raspberry, and it's just crimson red or bright red, either one of them will work. I'm going to paint the fronts and I'm going to paint the backs. Okay, now I'm going to take some blueberry. It's actually called blueberry, and it's kind of a light blue-ish purple, and I'm just kind of going over the top of that. And then I'm going to take some white, and I'm just going over and blending in that paint. The paint is still just a little wet, so I'm just kind of blending it in. And I'm doing the same thing on this one. I'm blending in some white, taking some white paint and just blending it in. And I do on this one, on this side, take a little bit of blue kazoo and blend that in. I blend it in pretty good because I want it to be a little darker, a little more maroony color. So that's what I'm doing right there, is taking a little blue kazoo and blending it in and adding it to that. And now I'm just doing the back sides. I probably shouldn't have showed this. I probably should have cut it. But I'm just gonna put some purple. I'm using purple iris and I'm just using about maybe an inch flat chip brush. I don't have any really good brushes anymore. I have used them and worn them out, and I still use them. I need to get some new ones. And I'm just taking some white, and I'm just, after I put the blueberry on, I did put the blueberry on, and then I am putting white. Right now I'm doing I'm pretty sure it's crimson, but bright red would work too. And then I'm taking on the right side, I'm going to add some white. Right here I'm adding some of that blue kazoo to kind of make it a little darker. I want it to be more of a maroon. I'm just adding the white. Maybe I wasn't, maybe I was still doing the red. And now I'm adding some more white, highlighting half of that, the right half of that bottle. And I'm going to wipe my brush off and clean it off and put some white on that red. Okay, then I'm going to go over on the other side, the opposite side again, and go over with another coat of white. It looks bright now, but it gets, when the paint dries, it darkens up. I'm just going up and down because that's the way my bottle is going. Now I'm taking a white liner brush with white paint, and I'm just going roughly around the sides. I'm not doing steady lines, I'm just kind of skip and miss, and I'm adding a little bit of reflection there. Same thing here. I'm not making steady lines, they're just going over again with some more white. I guess I thought I needed more. It needed more. Then I'm going to take my liner brush and make a couple lines there. Now I'm going around the edge of this. See, I'm not really doing it a solid line. Okay, now I'm going to take some white and I'm going to do both the lids on the front and the back. I'm going to clean up the edges, but I also am going to do it because we're going to put some antique gold on the top, and that antique gold is very translucent. Please excuse my phone. I own a little bit of land and I continually have people calling, "Do you want to sell your land?" So I don't answer the phone because, you know, but no, that I apologize for being able to hear that. Okay, now I'm going to I do 2 coats of this antique white or antique gold with acrylic paint, and I just do each side, and then I come back over it again and do 2 coats. But right now I am using nutmeg. After I get my 2 coats done, I'm using some nutmeg and I'm just going along the 2 sides. I'm doing the same on the red, just doing 2 sides with the nutmeg. I'm just kind of dry brushing it or blending it in just so it's a little darker. Now I'm going to take some white and I'm going to go in the middle and on the top just to kind of highlight it, give it a round look. Okay, now I'm going to Mod Podge on our labels. And then I'm going to Mod Podge on some raspberry clip art that I got off the internet. It was just free clip art. Once I decide where I'm going to put them, I just put them on, rub out the little wrinkles and creases and bubbles and whatnots. Just kind of cutting it and trimming it on, sticking it on there. Okay, now I'm going to do the same with the purple one. I'm going to take and Mod Podge on the label and Mod Podge on the blueberries. Still clip art, free clip art from the internet. I don't even know what site I got this off because I printed them up so long ago. Okay, now after it dries, I am taking my Sharpie marker and going around the label. And then I will take a pen, just a regular pen, because I didn't want those lines so thick, and I'm just going to draw them around the fruit, the clip art. And I'm just continuing to trace around them. I realize on here, I don't know if I come in later or not, but I didn't outline around the lid and do my little lines for to indicate that they're, the grooves in them. So I have to do that off camera. In fact, I don't even think I did them in the finale picture. I think it's something I've got to go back over and do. Okay, I'm going to do that on both of them. I don't know if I show it on both of them or not. Oh, I guess I am doing the top there. But I'm going around the bottle now. With my Sharpie. It looks like I am, and I'm turning it over and doing the back side as well. Going around the edge. And then I'd kind of draw the lid. But I don't know. Yeah, I did. Okay. I didn't put the little lines in, but okay, I'm making some bows, and I am terrible at making bows. I'm just making a loop and putting the ends, gluing the ends together. Because my hands, I'm not coordinated enough, and because I don't really know what I'm doing, I just end up gluing the middle of them and then gluing them on where I wanted them on the thing because I guess I need to watch some tutorials to learn how to make bows, but I am not good at bows. And then I'm taking this little, it's a kind of a pinky red ribbon, and I'm just gonna tie it like you tie a rabbit ear shoe, and I'm gonna glue it on, and then I'm gonna glue a little button. And these is the final product. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for subscribing. And I truly appreciate you. You guys are amazing. And I appreciate your support so very, very much. Please continue to watch. Click the like button, and if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe. Thank you.